I guess I have a question for you. I mean, I know there's so many options out there with Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and, all of those. If you could you say if you need to pick like two of them, to do, can you tell us which ones you think are probably the best if you don't have time to do all of those?
Yeah. So I had the feeling that somebody was going to ask that. And my answer is Facebook and Instagram. And the reason why is because Facebook owns Instagram, so they are connected. Okay. So you could very easily go into your Facebook page, which we'll discuss in a second, and you can set up your posts on Instagram through Facebook at one location. And that's huge because then you have less to manage, right? Especially if you're going to tackle all of this, So again, is anyone selling just give me a thumbs up if you're selling online right now. And that means Etsy website. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then the rest of you may be thinking of it, perhaps, maybe. Okay.
And you
All
were
right,
also thinking about it in terms of the guild itself. We're also thinking about making our presence known as a guild.
Okay, so if you're going to do that, Tama, Facebook and Instagram are your way to go, everybody, if you're going to do it as a guild. Here's the reality of it. Target market is something that you need to know. And I'm not going to get into numbers and get all complicated and things like that. You guys can email me specific questions as far as that goes. But Facebook, remember when Facebook started, everybody jumped on there and then we all stalked our ex-high school boyfriend or girlfriend, right? We all remember that. Okay, so the target market for Facebook is 40 to 70, 75, right in there, okay? And that also happens to be the target market for fused glass. It's actually a little older, it's 55 to 75. So you want to be on the platform, everybody, that your target market is on, correct? Doesn't that just make sense, right? So start with Facebook. As a guild, just to answer that, Tama, do you guys have a page, a Facebook page, not a group, a page?
We do have, the guild has a Facebook page and we've gotten very active.
Very good, good. That's where you want to start. So let's just talk about Facebook quickly here. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys this. I've been doing this for 16 years. We were the first ones on Facebook to have a glass group way before Fused Glass Fanatics and the group that we have now. We have about 30,000 followers between the two of the page and the Facebook group. So we've been on quite a long time, and a large portion of our sales come from Facebook, which means that people are loyal. So what you want to do is build a community on Facebook. You do not have to go running out and take all of your jewelry and your fused glass art and things like that and go and throw it up on Etsy, and then refresh the page every hour and pray that someone buys one of your items on Etsy. Facebook is fantastic because it's just so easy. They have the platform for you. So I will give you the 3 tips to start. First off is you have to have a Facebook profile, a personal profile to start. And that does not mean that you have to release your entire personal life and world on Facebook, on your profile, especially if you're going to use it to get a page. So there's a Facebook profile, and then you can create your Facebook page. You have to have the personal profile in order to create a page. It's the law of Facebook. They do that for everyone's safety. Now, if you're like my husband who can't stand Facebook, but we needed it for business, I put you could go into the privacy settings and you don't even have to accept friendships. You can actually be hidden on Facebook. And if that's something that you want to do, I can help you with that. Just send me an email and I can send you a couple screenshots. I'm happy to do that for you guys. But you want to have a Facebook page with your name, your business name, whatever you want to call your, whatever, everybody has to have a business name. Even if it was, hi, Nancy Weiss, I just saw you down there. Even if it was Nancy Weiss or Glass, you want to make sure and have that word glass in there, everybody, right? That makes sense. And the thing with Facebook, let's start with baby steps, okay, is consistency. Consistency. You don't want to throw up a bunch of your glass artwork on Facebook and then say, okay, everybody, here I am. This is Tanya Veit Glass, and go at it. And then you're going to be disappointed. It's consistency is key. Consistency is key. Find a workflow, a schedule that fits for you. And that's different for everybody, isn't it? Okay, so mine is daily. I have a person that works for my company that does that for me. Every single day, he is there, consistency. And I use that analogy where people will start to be familiar with you and they will start to depend on that consistency. What is that consistency? Seeing a new piece of glass art, seeing your process as much as you want to show it. It doesn't have to be your secret sauce, if you know what I'm saying. Seeing a picture of your studio, seeing organization, some kind of interaction. For example, hi everybody, I am using Bullseye Light Aquamarine Blue today in my pieces. What color are you using today in your studio? Okay, things like that to engage them. You have to make that commitment prior how often you're going to do that. I use this analogy. If people are waiting on the bench for the bus every day at 4:00 p.m., they expect that bus to come every day, right, everybody? It's a very easy analogy. If you do this and you come really strong on Facebook, and this is what I see with most, a big portion to start is they start out strong on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, and it slowly goes down where it was, once every day at 10 o'clock, go, 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 rah, rah, rah. And then it's once every week, it's once a month, it's twice a year. You're dead in the water, guys, okay? So find the first question you ask yourself is, how much can I commit to this? How much can you commit to it? Michelle, can you commit to it once every single day? Can you do that? People have lives, we're busy, right? Say once a week. If you want to increase that frequency, increase it, but start consistent. Hey, everybody, I will be here every Wednesday showing you something, whether it's a finished piece of glasswork. Like I said, your studio, get something up there. It's a long game, not years and years and years, but months where people will start to go, hey, I'm going to go to Marilee's page because it's Wednesday, it's 4 o'clock. Where's Marilee? She's going to show me something. They will start to do that. So make that commitment first. And you don't have to, the harshest thing on a glass artist that wants to sell online is a thing called burnout. I did it, I went through it, and that is where it becomes a job where you don't want to do it anymore. Do we all know what I'm talking about? I don't want to do this, oh, I have to take pictures today and throw my piece up, and then I gotta, when you start getting to that point, you gotta slow it down, you're in burnout. And I think that we want to enjoy the art that we're doing, right? We want to enjoy the craft that we're doing, and if we can make a little money on the side, that's fantastic, right? That's fantastic. So I would say for Facebook, start weekly and stick to your post and let people know that what you're doing. You can have Jewelry Fridays, you could have, Bowl Wednesdays, whatever you want to do, Wall Art Tuesdays, something like that. It could be once a month. And if you find yourself to the point where you can't keep up with it, just engage the audience. And by engaging the audience, everybody has a story, and everybody wants to tell a story, and everybody wants to be heard. If we really think about that within ourselves, we want to be heard as humans. We've all been through a very traumatic time, and we want to interact with other humans. I think that that's happening, and a lot of that's happening online right now, right? So if you can't post a piece of art on your Wednesday, get on Facebook and say, I don't have the motivation today. What motivates you guys? Help me out. Let them engage you and you engage them. That creates a connection. If anyone, this is not a plug to our Facebook group. Is anybody in our AE Glass Facebook group? Okay, Tam, I know you are. And I thought Pamela was. I'm sure Nancy is. Robin, aren't you? Unmute.
I buy from you, but I haven't done anything on Facebook at all yet.
Okay. I knew I recognized your name, Robin. Thank you for that loyalty, dear. That's really sweet. Thank you so much for your patronage. Yeah.
I'm in your group. This is Pam. I'm in your group, and actually, I will be in North Fort Myers next week, so I will be stopping by.
Okay, Pam. Pam, give me a heads up a day before to make sure I'm there. Okay.
Okay.
So you're in the group, so you guys know we engage people. We engage. We ask. Just yesterday's post was, tell me what your dream studio looks like. 500 comments, guys. People want to be engaged. Maybe you don't want to be on that level of engagement, but engaging people and writing everything down. What is a question that I could ask my community? Because that's what you're building, is your own sub-community within Facebook. Facebook is scary to people. My mom just got on, and it took me 6 months to tell her that no one was going to come to her home, okay, from Facebook. So, it is a scary thing. And so I put all her privacy, things on for her. But if you're not interested in getting personal to Facebook, you don't have to. Just get your profile picture could be a picture of your glass. This is your personal page. Post it up there. Get involved as much as you want to be. It takes about 3 minutes to set one up. I just did it for a friend 2 days ago. He for a business. He said, I don't want anything to do with Facebook. I don't want people knowing my life. I said, let me do it for you. So he could start a business page. And the first thing you want to do, yes, Marilee?
Yeah, I have a question about personal versus business Facebook pages. I had a personal Facebook page for several years. Then I did a business Facebook page, and I have my Instagram pictures post automatically to my business Facebook page, but I have more people. I have, 500 people on my personal page and 200 on my business page, and I occasionally post a business thing to my personal page, but not usually. But I wonder what your recommendation is for that, about posting more to my personal page versus just having it my business page.
That's a very, very good question, Marilee. I struggle with that as well. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. I know 7 of them. Okay, I personally met 7 of them, and so I had my personal page, and then I had this very large group, Marilee. So I struggled with the same thing. If you post on both, Marilee, they're not going to know which end is up. That's what's going to end up happening. So you have to make a decision if you want to keep it on your personal or keep it on your page. So let's say you want to keep it on your page, Marilee, okay? What I would do on my personal page is say, hey, everyone, because family and friends are the best supporters of your art. I'm sure that we all know that, right? Hey, everyone, I just posted a new reactive glass plate. Check it out here, and drop the link, Marilee, to the page. Do you know what I'm saying by that?
So put a note on the personal page and a link to the business page.
Yep, eventually they'll just start getting used to going over there. Would you like to, hey, everybody, want to see what I'm up to today in the studio? Go to the name of your page, whatever the name of that is. What's the name of it, Marilee?
Joy of Glass.
Joy of Glass. Check out what Joy of Glass is doing today. Boom, drop that link, get them over there. Get them over there, get them over there. I find that when you do both, Marilee, it gets very confusing. I stopped posting on my personal one about 3 years ago, and just started shifting everybody over there. And now hardly, with 5,000 people, and a lot of them are glass associates, they don't even ask me about glass on my personal page. They'll learn, Marilee, they'll learn to go over. Just keep dropping that link, Marilee, and always use your business name when you do.
So you're saying don't actually post the thing in the personal page, just
Correct.
mention it in the link.
Exactly. Want to see, and always build, I've got you, Barbara, always build a sense of mystery, right? Sense of mystery. Everybody wants to see what everybody else is seeing. Everybody loves the question, what did I make today? Come and find out. You'll have fun with those types of questions, and you'll see which ones are engaging. And always build. I know people get our newsletters. That's how we did our whole marketing thing. We build the mystery, build the anticipation, and they'll start shifting over there, Marilee. You got to train them, so to speak. Get out there and get your stuff online. As far as Facebook goes, set up the profile, set up the business page, and then in that business page, like I said, we want to do consistency, right? Some kind of consistency. Work out that schedule, what you're going to do. But the second thing right now that is so popular on Facebook and is so easy, you don't even have to take pictures. And I know it's scary, but we're going to go out there, guys. We're going to get out there in the waters a little bit, and it is Facebook Live. Facebook Live is key. Now, 5 years ago, when I started putting videos up 10 years ago on YouTube, people were like, oh my gosh, who is this loudmouth girl putting her stuff on YouTube? And, some of my older videos are pretty rough. They were filmed with this, terrible flip phone and, all this stuff. But it used to be videos. Everybody wanted videos, but now it's live videos. They want to be able to ask you a question. And let me tell you this would be so fantastic for the guild. If I can give you guys a little suggestion, Becky, Tama, yeah? Okay.
Sure.
A guild live show. A guild live show. Have your participants 1, 2, 3 pieces. This is a great way for you all to get started and get your feet wet because the guild already has a page. Yeah, Tama, right? So it would be almost like a QVC show. Okay. You would have maybe, you know, each participant of the guild, however you guys would do it. Hi, Shoshana. And, you know, say you want to have each person submit 1 or 2 or 3 pieces, however long you want the show to be is what it'll come down to. And this is a great way. And I'll tell you what, AA Glass would be happy to send out a newsletter to our massive, massive crowd for you guys and plug that for you since you've been lovely enough to have me there for. Becky, just get with me on that. If you guys do something like that, I'll be happy to send that out to everybody. And have a show. This is a great way for you guys to get your feet wet. So what that is a camera set up, and even a cell phone with a cell phone tripod. On the Facebook page, Tama, go live. Boom, that's all you do. Each piece of glass, this is, you know, Andrew Lang's piece, number 462, and it is, you know, $50. And then you'll see all these participants, they just start jumping in. They come out of the woodwork, guys. I'm telling you, they just jump in. Oh, and okay, I'll take number 54. I'll take number 23. I counseled a few jewelry artists on this, and that's all they do now. One in particular, she is doing a live show every Sunday. She's not even doing art shows anymore. And people start coming in. She started with 6, and now she has about 150 each Sunday. It's amazing. She sells out every time. It's a matter of having the will and just getting over the fear of it, right? That's what it is. Have one spokesperson, but that would be a great suggestion for you guys to maybe start just a small show. And I don't know how you pick everybody, but give them an amount of time. But live shows, fantastic. You don't have to take pictures. You don't have to write SEO descriptions. You don't have to do anything. Here's my art, buy it, okay? You know, and it's X amount of dollars. So I'll tell you guys just something very quickly. If I go live in my Facebook group, for example, in my studio, we'll get a new product. And if I could do this every day, I would say to my husband, I'd be driving a Lamborghini at this point. I just don't have time. He'll say, we have these new, you know, this new bullseye glass. It's a new special production and it's not selling. This has worked for 15 years. So go, it's not selling. And I'm like, why is it selling? He's like, I don't know, the picture's not that good. You know, we invest a crate of glass in. I go, okay, hold on. I put the phone on my glass. I go live on the Facebook page. I'm sure many of you have been victim to this. And I go on there and I say, look at this. And then, you know what I hear people? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful in person. Or, you know, not in person, but it's so beautiful when it's shown, da, 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 da. Boom, sold out in 20 minutes. I have done this. I can't even count how many times. People want the interaction to ask you a question about it. People want, again, back to that whole community. They just, you know, you have to come out of your shell. They want to build a community with me, and people love to support small businesses, especially now. So live Facebook is amazing, and it doesn't take any prep. It's just showing your work. Does anyone, you guys know that that's on your phone, right? When you go on Facebook, there's that blue button that says go live. It's a scary button. Don't hit it on accident. I've done it. You know, you just want to hope that, you know, you're in your decent form when that happens. But yeah, so Facebook Live is a great way to get your feet wet. And maybe, you know, the guild, if you guys ever did something like that, it's a great way for all of you to bond together. And if you mess up, you mess up. You just, people are so supportive, especially people that are in the same craft as you. Hey, everybody, this is my first live. I'm going to show you my art. You know, here it is. If I mess up, I mess up. Bear with me. And you know, people go, it's okay, we're with you all the time, right? All the time. Any questions about what do you guys think about that, Becky and Tama? Are you thinking a little bit about it? I find that when you sell stuff and then someone actually buys what you've created, doesn't it just boost your self-esteem unbelievably? As an artist, as a person, you know?
Tanya?
Definitely for jewelry is USPS. You can set that up and print on your computer. I'm pointing, you guys can't see my computer, but USPS is the way to go. You can actually download the app onto your computer and it actually prints a shipping label right from your home. It's very, very easy. So if anyone needed help with that, let me know. I'll send you that link as well. UPS rates have raised since the pandemic 26%, which is brutal, especially when you're buying sheet glass, as you guys know, so yeah, that's rough, but you guys are lucky enough to have Nancy close by, so that's very, very lucky because, and the Florida people have us. But yeah, shipping is rough, Tama. You got to make sure you charge enough. This just happened to my sister. She's embarking in a new art business and she got so excited because she was making sales. Classic mistake from the first sellers. I did it too. And the piece was $100 and the lady said, well, how much for shipping? And she quoted, oh, about $25. And I'm thinking, not UPS going to Chicago. It was $92 to ship it.
Oh,
She didn't have the guts, or I wouldn't either probably, to call the person back and say it's $70 more, so she pretty much lost out on that deal. Lesson learned. But if you can, I would ship everything, Tama, USPS. They're the best. And they're insured too. They're usually, you can buy extra insurance, but it's insured up to $100. But
And also they have flat rate boxes, small, medium, large, and so you can have set rates. The way that I do it is I just use a standard, I kind of know which piece will fit in which box and just say standard shipping rates apply.
yeah,
And after they make the request, I tell them what the shipping is.
absolutely.
I have a
ahead.
question related to the Facebook Live.
Yeah.
In terms of promoting it. So how far in advance, how big of, how would you promote the
Excellent
Facebook
question.
Live event if you weren't going to do it like every Sunday?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And I actually have that on my sheet to talk to you guys about promoting. Excellent question, Marilee. If you're going to do a Facebook Live, here's what you do. You're going to do you're going to do 3 announcements. People do not remember past 2 or 3 days, period. Hi, Nancy, I can see you now. Did you guys find that? I mean, if there's some, I have it on the calendar. If you told me on Friday and it's Monday that we're doing A, B, and C, my famous quote at work is put it on the calendar because I just cannot remember. As soon as you post a post, Marilee, that says that you're going to do a Facebook Live, 30 minutes later, it's forgotten. Really, I think that we could probably all agree with that. I would get interest going on the first one, Marilee, 3 days prior, and pictures. Here's a little taste of what we're going to have at, Sunday's show, and it's Thursday or Friday. And then I literally would post, you would think, oh, the day before? No, that morning and 15 minutes before, 2 times in one day. We do analytics on everything that we do. We are very much into online selling, marketing, thus why Becky has had me here. But our analytics show that there are more people that engage in that 15 minutes prior and that morning. If it's 3 days out, 4 days out, a week, a month, forget it, Marilee. Don't even waste your time. And use the same advertisement. Don't switch it up. You don't have to do fancy stuff, Marilee. Just repost it. And you can schedule those posts through your Creator Studio. That is on Facebook. When you have a Facebook page for your business, there's a button on the left-hand side called Creator Studio. And you could literally sit in one sitting and schedule all your posts for the week if you wanted to. Depending how often you want to do it. This way you're not committed to, oh, it's 3 o'clock, I'm in the middle of the grocery store and I have to run home and get that darn Facebook post up. Be ahead of it. Always stay a week ahead, Marilee. Schedule them, and then you don't have to worry about it. It's done. Creator Studio is a fantastic thing for us artists for Facebook. You can also use Creator Studio. You can click a little button. It says post on Instagram, yes or no. You can hit yes, and you can go on Instagram. Is anybody on Instagram here? You can show me hi. Yeah. Okay. Some of you are. Instagram is. Facebook is more of building the community as far as engaging your clients, engaging your friends, getting to look at your stuff. But Instagram is, I have found, you don't want to put the same post on Facebook that you put on Instagram. Okay, this is super important. It's very, very easy to market on Instagram because you have your Facebook. Once that page is set up, and again, everybody, if you need help, email me. It takes me a couple days sometimes to get back. This is not just a one-shot deal for me. Okay, I am happy to help you as much as I can. I truly mean that. So when you go, you want to have two things going on. Okay, Facebook and Instagram are the number 1 and 2. Facebook should be your live shows. Facebook should be showing your work. You know what Instagram should be? Something else. What is that something else? Process, but not, you don't have to, when I say that when I lecture about marketing online, which I do a lot, I see the look of complete panic come over people's face when I say, show them some process. And they say, oh no, I'm not showing process. I've worked on this for 3 months and nobody's gonna know how I do this. I get it. I was right there with you, okay? When I used to sell my work and I would see people, you know, I know how you do it. I know how she does it. You know, you're like, you try to smile and go, oh, okay. But you're really like, shoot, they found out how I did the secret sauce. You know, you show a beginning, show a middle, and show an end on Instagram. Okay. And what I mean by that is you take your cell phone and you're creating, let's use this for an example. This is a glass art box that Nathan Sandberg made me many years ago. I used it, okay? So if this was your object and you want to go on Instagram, what I would do is you want to show the beginning, the middle, and the end. In other words, this is made from strips cut from glass, okay? That's what it's made from. And there's a big mold process with this, all right? What I would do is I would make a 1-minute video. I would videotape literally the strips of glass on your desk. And in the middle, what's in the middle of your process? Maybe you're slumping. Maybe you just put it in the kiln, okay? And you shutting the kiln door. And then what's the end? You're opening the kiln, that moment, right? That we all have as teachers, as students, as makers, creators, sellers. We all have something in common. Whether you're a distributor, a retail shop, a student, a maker, we all have that moment. What is that moment when we open the kiln? Do we not all have that in common? Okay, so any person that goes to your Facebook page, or excuse me, your Instagram page or Facebook, whichever you want to do, and you open that kiln, they are sharing that moment with you. And they get it, don't they? They get it. They get that feeling, and you're having an emotional connection now with your potential client. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. So I wouldn't put the same, I see this a lot, you know, it's easy to go when you're in your creator studio, which is on your Facebook page, it'll ask you, do you want to post this to Instagram? It's so easy to just hit that check mark, yes. And that same exact post goes to Facebook, that goes to Instagram. Very, very easy to do. And you might even want to do that in a day that you just don't have it in the will to do both, and that's fine. But how does that keep them interested when they have the same thing going on? Oh, there's Nancy Weiss or Glass again. She's got her stuff on Instagram. I just saw this on Facebook this morning. They're thinking it, guys. Okay, they're thinking it. So spend time making that aha moment and connecting with your buyer and connecting. Does that make sense? What do you guys, any questions about that?
Instagram, you should be posting. Okay, so on Facebook Live, you're basically selling. This is what I have. You should buy it.
Yeah.
Instagram, you're actually just showing what you're doing.
Yeah, you're letting them connect with you. Very few sales come from Instagram, everybody. And Andrew kind of touched on that too. He said he wasn't getting any bites, right, Andrew, on the Instagram, you know. It's not, you know why? Because of this, swipe down, swipe down, swipe down. When I go to my Instagram page, I see 50 posts of people that I follow and I go right to the next. I don't have time. If Becky posts her glass, Instagram has trained me to go fast and go to the next one. There's Becky, there's Nancy, there's Shayna, and I just keep going down, right? Do we all know what we're talking about? So I'm probably not going to remember seeing Nancy's glass 20 minutes ago because I'm going down through all the posts, and I'm probably not going to make the effort to call her, even though I love that piece, to buy it, right? So I got to hook you another way. I want you to get to know me. I want you to get to know my studio. Maybe 1 month on Instagram it's studio month. I'm going to show you something different in my studio. 1 minute long, guys. You know how long how many 1 minute videos you could very quickly film just like this and post on Instagram. It goes right from your phone to Instagram. Want to see more? Follow me on Facebook. Want to see what this came out to be? Follow me on Facebook. Want to buy? Follow me on Facebook. Then what do you come up with on Facebook? Hey, everybody, want to buy this? It's all a big master plan in your minds, okay? Is that too much for everyone? Is that too?
And
Yeah,
they want to sell you things like, there's stuff where they want to maximize your hits, you know.
yeah,
And they charge you per hit.
yeah. That's for advertising. That's for advertising. You don't need it. You really don't need it. We spent an ungodly amount. We use the advertising where it's successful is our education platform. The artists, myself, Nancy's one of our artists. We spend a lot on advertising for that, and it works. It works for the education platform, you know, but it doesn't work for actual finished art, which we don't really sell anymore. Or like supplies. People know the glass suppliers. There's not that many in the world. And it's like they go to where they want to go. And if they don't find it, that one, they go to the other one. We all know that story, you know. Yeah, don't do the ads, Tama, with the, I would say not to do that. It's just, to me, it's a waste. It's a waste. It's a waste of money. Okay, I have an exercise for you guys. And then I also want to tell you a hint, okay? So if you make a time when you're not busy, it could be 2 months from now, 1 month from now, what I want you to do is I want you to pick Facebook page or Instagram if you want to do this. And I want you to post something every day for 10 days. And then I want you to email me. And then I want you to tell me that you've done it. And then I'm going to give you a present. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to give you a present. Okay. Now, what I'm doing here is teaching you what? Habit. They say it takes 21 days for a habit, but I didn't want to torture you that long. Okay. So it could be a year down the road, okay? But hopefully sooner than that. I want you to pick one platform, Facebook or Instagram, and I want you to post something. It doesn't have to be a piece of work for sale, but it has to be something regarding your art. It has to be pictures. It has to be a thought. It has to be, hey, look at my Instagram, or something to do anything, okay? And when that is completed, you email me and you let me know. And because I think what I'm trying to do here is, you know, it's all great and well that I'm talking to all of you today, but I want you to take something from it, because what's going to happen is, if you do want to sell your work, you're going to have to get on the online train. You have to. That's the way that it is. You know, they're saying retail stores or, you know, grocery stores are going to be gone, and, you know, all that's, you know, we're talking years down the line, but this is the way that, you know, social media, they're training us, aren't they? I mean, from my phone, there's nothing personal in my life. I could go anywhere and broadcast it to the entire world. Although we might not like that, everybody, that's the way that it is. So let's take advantage of it, and let's get your art out there, and let's sell it. Let's, you know, you don't have to be rich from it. You just have to be happy,
I have
right?
a question about using your phone. Do you use a tripod or something, or somebody taking pictures of you? You're not holding it while you're doing something.
No. So, would you like me to send you the equipment, what I use? Would you like me to send you a list?
Yes.
Okay, let me put that. If you give me till tomorrow, like give me till Tuesday, Tama, to do that, okay?
Right. You want my
I'm
email?
gonna send you guys, that was one of the biggest things when I first started online. I didn't know what to get, like what equipment, and I probably have, I'm not exaggerating, 10 tripods in my studio that just don't work. And you can pick up a nice one for 20 bucks on Amazon. I'm happy to send, Becky, should I just send it to you, all the links?
Yeah.
It's just good to know that stuff, because I think it gets overwhelming. It gets overwhelming when you're like, well, I want to do this, but I don't know how to go about it. And there's 1,000 choices of tripods and 1,000 choices of phone holders. And which app do I use? I'm going to send you some stuff, Becky, okay? You can pass it along to who you want to pass it to, and then pass it to Tama.
That would be awesome. I'll put it out on our listserv.
Thank
once
you
I get it.
so much.
Thank you.
Of
Yeah.
course. So there's like a little tripod that they make for a phone that actually turns around, and it kind of goes like, I don't know, curves over. fantastic. And you just hold it right there, and then you want to just get the shot, and then you can see it. Like, you can see yourself in the shot. You turn your phone around. It's very easy. It's very, very easy. But you can see if you're in the shot. That's what I use for all my, when I'm at the studio and I say, hey, everybody, I'm going live. Look at me. And it works great. I think it was $20, if that, on Amazon. But just for you artists out there, I wanted to tell you, would you like to know what people are buying in the way of fused glass right now? Now that's a question, isn't it? Yes. Okay. And how I come up with this stuff. Well, first of all, I don't sleep. Okay. Well, let's put, I really don't. I'm like 4.5 hours max, and my mind is never, ever stops. Okay. So how I found out this information, what the entire world is looking for right now in fused glass art to buy. And usually you would think it's jewelry, which it really, I check this about every 2 weeks. Okay, that's how we do a lot of our marketing. I go to a place called wordstream.com, and it's a keyword tool. And what you can do is punch in, fused glass, obviously, and it will tell you what the entire world is looking for to buy. And these are sites like Amazon and Etsy. Etsy's #1 right now. And that is, you ready for this? The #1 thing that people are looking for. And don't forget to send my tip in the mail for this one, everyone, okay? Fused glass wall art is #1. Wall art, okay? Yeah, Sherry's excited, all right? So as an artist, when I used to sell at shows and online, I used to use tools like this. And although I loved making jewelry, I had to conform to what people wanted. And then my sales would boost. These are just a couple of the things that I used when I was a seller. And I just checked this morning. Fused glass wall art. So Nancy, you and I being realtors, what do you think we should be selling right now? Mounting things for glass wall art. You can contact me about that. I'm already ready for you on that one, Nancy. You know what I'm talking about. All right, #2, ready? I'm surprised about this. Fused glass plates. I thought that bowls were down on the list. It was fused glass plates. #1 was fused glass wall art. This is what the world is looking for. So I used to be kind of like snooty when I used to sell my stuff. I don't sell anymore. I'd be like, oh, this tree of life pendant is the best. And I started using this, and back then it was sushi sets were real big back then. I don't know why. And I'm like, I'm not making those. Nobody wants those. Well, Tanya, they do, because they're searching for it. This is what it is. So fused glass wall art was #1. #2 was fused glass plates. This is as of this morning. And #3 was dichroic glass jewelry. Those exact search terms, dichroic glass jewelry. So if I were you as artists and I wanted to start selling, and this isn't like a daily change, this is 30 days, okay? And they don't change much. It takes months for them to change in the keyword. This is Google. I would be making fused glass wall art. I would be doing plates, and I would be doing jewelry. And you can bet your bottom dollar that I would be using those 3 key terms in anything that I posted on Facebook or Instagram, wouldn't I? Right? Because guess what? Google's going to pick that up. All right. So, and it's consistency. This is definitely a long game. If you are, Etsy, any of those guys, anything with Google and SEO and all that terms, that would be a whole nother meeting for like 5 hours, which I'll be happy to do. But any of that stuff, you want Google to pick you up. For example, if you did look up fused glass wall art, most likely the first 3 are going to be Etsy stores. Are we familiar with that? I mean, when you look it up, you can just test it when I get off the phone. Or get off the phone, sorry, get off the computer today. Etsy stores will come up because Etsy has top ranking with Google. And so for your Facebook pages will get picked up. Marilee, here's another reason why you should do the page as opposed to the personal. Google picks up Facebook pages. It doesn't pick up personal accounts as far as anything for like buying things. So that's another thing, Marilee, that you would want to get with the page. But that stuff takes months, guys, 6 to 8 months for Google to pick you up on that. It takes days if you're on Etsy, because Etsy has such high ranking with Google. It takes just a few days. You have to be careful with Etsy. It's very saturated with glass. I think we probably all know that. But the thing with, is anyone on Etsy? Anyone do Etsy? Kim, Yeah, it's a lot of work. Etsy's a lot of work, because it's so oversaturated now. And I just want to say one more thing about that. Please do not underprice your work. If I could have a megaphone to every fused glass person, do you know when I started making a lot of money? When I was a seller, when I raised my prices, I refused to do it. And my husband and my accountant kept telling me that. We had a family accountant. He said, Bob would say, raise it. I go, I can't, no one's going to pay this amount. Now, of course, guys, you got to have decent work. I'm not saying, have this, blob of a jewelry blob that, and you know what I'm saying by that. And that, charge $50. No one's going to do that. And I would imagine, and I know a lot of you in here, you have very quality work to be pricing your work higher. I do also have a pricing your work formula sheet. That's on the website, aaglass.com. That's free. You can download it. It's amazing. It's worked for me. I'm getting emails from people. You can see the comments under. People are like, oh my gosh, this works. If you have an afternoon, watch it. It's a video. I explain it, and then I give you the forms. It took me a couple months to make that, and I was going to do a charge video for it, but I just wanted to give it to the community because I get frustrated when I see people with quality work charging $30 and for a beautiful plate, and the first word out of their mouth is, I can't get that in my area. I know you've heard that. We've all said that ourselves, and we've heard it from everybody else. I do not believe that. It does not mean that you cannot get it from in your area. It means you haven't found the right person to buy it yet. That's what that means. You understand what I'm saying? I used to sell jewelry in my shop, and I would have my pendants at $80. I would have people come in, and then they would say, they whisper right in front of you. You guys know that, right? When you're selling stuff. And they would say, I'd hear them go, oh my gosh, $80. And I'm like, oh God, what do I do? What do I do? And I would stick to my guns. And then I'd have someone from Sanibel Island come walking in, and they go, $80. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. What a deal. And I'm like, so it's just, you can't doubt yourself. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. You can always learn and get better, but you can't doubt yourself. But what fused glass artists are doing, especially on Etsy, is the ones that are priced too low, they have messed it up for all of us, okay? They set that point price. I see $12 dichroic pendants on there right now. I know what the cost of dichroic is. It's raised three times for the manufacturer with a bullseye increase and then CVS and da-da-da-da. There's no way they could be making their money back. And I'm not saying you have to just, rip off people, but you've got to know your costs. So now you have buyers coming on going, well, these should be $12. Why is Nancy charging $40? Well, they could think one of two things. Nancy's charging $40 because she's out of her mind, or Nancy's charging $40 because she set her part aside from the rest, and she singled herself out and brought attention. That person goes, wait, this must be better. I'm going to pay $40, right? Have we all done that? We have all done that with this pair of shoes is $20 on Amazon. Same looking pair is $50 in the store. Well, my mom would buy the 20. That's my mom. And me, I'd buy the 50 thinking that it was better quality. That's the kind of buyer I am. Those buyers are out there. They're everywhere. So please, 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 please charge enough money for your work. And it's on there, the whole entire formula. When you get a chance, go watch it. It is one of the best videos I've ever put out, and there's no charge for it. So just do it. You'll love it. Okay, especially if you should start there.
Pricing, is it called Pricing Your Work?
Yeah, Pricing Your Work with Tanya Veit. It's on. If you did a Google search, it'll come up on YouTube first, and then my website. I can send you a link to that too if you want, Becky.
Yeah.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've looked at it.
I have her email.
I've looked at it and it's really good. You have to keep track of your time accurately.
Absolutely. It's all time.
We tend to start something, go do something else, and you need to keep track of how much active hands-on time are you putting in.
Absolutely. And then once if you're making a pendant, let's say, really the time you spent cutting the glass for a dichroic pendant depends if you cold work or not. Of course, cold working throws a whole nother thing into the mix because that's what takes the most time. It doesn't take much time to put a piece together. It's the cold working, as we all know, that is very time consuming. But you know, you also have to have self-confidence and self-reliance and knowing that you have to charge enough for your time. Isn't that another problem? You know, are you worth, nobody's worth under $25 an hour. Nobody. We work hard on this stuff. You have to charge enough. You're an artist. You're an artisan, whatever you want to call yourself. You have put your time and your soul into this item, and people need to appreciate that if they're going to buy it. And I think that they do. So don't undercut yourself on that. It's hard. I struggled with it for years. I'm sure many of you have done the same. You know, no one buys something at a show and you think that you're too high priced. If you've got decent work, decent, you know what I'm saying by that. There's no other way to say it. There's no other way to, you know, if you know it's quality work, you just haven't found your target market. Because glass has been around how long, guys? Hundreds and hundreds of years, and everyone has loved it, and everybody will continue to love it. I was at the dentist yesterday, and she said, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a glass artist." She goes, "Oh my gosh, I love glass." I have never heard anyone say, "Oh, I don't like glass." Right? Nobody. Everybody is fascinated by it. They're all out there. They're out there. So that was my Facebook thing. Consistency. Instagram, tell a story. Tell a story on Instagram that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And every time you're doubting it, just have, well, Tanya said beginning, middle, and an end. You don't have to fill the gaps. If you fill the gaps, now you're giving a tutorial, right? You don't have to do that. Beginning, middle, end. That's your Instagram story. It's a story. Facebook, get that page.
Instagram ones, the ones you can do ahead of time or not?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Right from your creator studio, Tama. Becky, I'm going to send you a little bit of a summary of everything. You can, if you guys, I'm assuming you have everyone's email, you're happy to send it out to them.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would help
wonderful.
you, I think. 'Cause
But
there's a lot.
does Instagram, like Facebook, you have a personal page and then the professional page. Does Instagram also, is that the way Instagram works too?
You can. It's not necessary though, Barbara. I would just make things, basically, you know, Instagram, you convert it to a business page. So you would only have the business. That just opens up, you know what it allows you to do? It allows you to advertise. And so it's not a necessity. But you only need to collect taxes as a seller as if the person that is buying your item is in the same state. And that's a state tax. So if you are selling online, which includes Facebook and Instagram, you do not need to charge tax unless you are in the same state as the seller. Okay.
Well,
That, I think that has changed actually, because,
Has it?
yeah, because one state, I think it was Nevada, decided that they weren't going to allow that anymore.
Yeah.
So now a lot of states have done where if you have X number of sales within a different state, then you
Yeah.
have to collect that state sales tax as well.
Yeah. That would more be a question.
It's gotten a lot more complicated.
It's gotten a lot more. Well, I mean, I don't do any of that tax stuff. Nancy John does all that stuff.
Yeah, I thought, but because a lot of even like, you know, my suppliers and distributors now have reached out to get, you know, our sales tax license and everything, so that in each state, like a lot of them have started doing that, which they never did in the past. So
Yeah, us too.
some of that has been changing. So,
Definitely. Yeah, we had quite a few come after us. They said, "Where's your?" We said, "Oh, we never had to do it before," and now they're making us do it too.
yeah. So it's kind of, that's it. Like, well, will they know or not? But I think that's why a lot of places now are collecting all the taxes, because it has changed.
Yeah.
It used to be, yeah, as long as you were out of state, it was fine.
That's right. That's when it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, much easier.
Sherry, did you have a question? Sherry Sullivan?
It goes back to the beginning, middle, and end, and you suggested videotaping them. So how do you have a software you suggest for editing those together into one video?
Good question. So there's a really easy one for beginners. Sherry, is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
Easy one, and it's actually free.
Oh.
It's called Filmora, which I will send that. It's film, F-I-L-M, as in Mary, O-R-A, Filmora. I will send that in the email to Becky as well. That's editing software. And when you get really into it, there's Final Cut Pro X by Apple. That's the real complex one.
Would you say that slower?
Yep, it's called Final Cut Pro X. So that's like, you know, for like all of our video I know a lot of you have seen our videos. They're really, really edited. That's a pretty intense program, Sherry. But if you enjoy it and you graduate to that, there's no limits with that. Let's put it that way. But Filmora would be good. Sure, no problem. And one more thing, if you want to edit very quickly from your phone to do a story, a 1-minute video, there is one that is fantastic that is free. And it is called, and you install it right on your phone. So any video that you take, Sherry, you can just edit it right there on the phone, and it's so easy to use. It's called Video Maker. That's for your phone only. It's fun. You can put stickers in there. You can, you know, the fun stuff where, you know, the kids that do it in like 20 seconds, you know what I'm saying? But Video Maker, I've been using it for Instagram and also for TikTok. We can have another day for TikTok. You still have to do your Facebook and Instagram challenge. So, anybody
Are there
else
other
have
questions?
questions?
What
Yeah.
you've given us has really been great.
Oh,
I did have an,
Is how do you get the money to each state? I don't want to have a tax number in like 5 states or 10 states.
You don't have to have a license in, you don't have to have a license in all 50 states, but there are online systems where you go to each state's like website and pay whatever sales tax you're supposed to be paying.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is a nightmare to do and why nobody does it.
Yeah, they're not
So,
enforcing it is what John's saying, Sherry. They're not enforcing it. You know, and Nancy just said too, that there are some are requiring it now and they're asking for certificates and things like that. Yeah. The best thing to do is to, I mean, if you're going to start selling, do the appropriate paperwork. Go to the state. I'm going to have a reseller license. What am I going to do? And they're going to guide you. It's so easy now. It's on the internet. Don't be like me, who I didn't sell anything when I was first a crafter. I didn't sell anything for 6 months, but I was supposed to be filing and I had no idea for the quarterly payment and I just never did. And then I got penalized, and to me it was $600 they penalized me. But when you're in your 20s, you're trying to make a business and you got to pay $600. It's a lot of money,
Thank you. This
Oh,
was,
you're welcome.
Thank you. It's been fantastic. Really.
Sarah has
Absolutely.
a, hold on one second.
Well, it's
Sarah has
not
a question.
I'm one of your video fans, and I just love how natural and funny you are.
Thank you. Thank you so
I
much.
just had to say that.
It's no problem.
I am too. I love it.
Thank you for watching. And I just, I just came out right away and said, I'm just going to be real. I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to just be who I am and we'll figure them out together. And that seemed to work well for me, Sarah. So thanks for saying that so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's a pleasure watching you on anything.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Did you hear that, honey? She said it's a pleasure watching me on anything.
Well, thank you so much. And I know that you have so much more information that we're going to want to have you back and talk to us again.
I would love to. Anytime, guys. Anytime at all. And just give me a holler.
Thank
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.